If you keep ignoring the fact that you're balding, it's only going to get worse. If you're anywhere from the ages between 18 and 35 and you start noticing any signs of hair loss, you need to address it and start finding solutions. Because if you ignore for too long, your hairline's going to start to recede so badly to the point where your follicles are going to start to shrink in, and unfortunately, they're not going to be able to regrow. In my practice, I've seen this very commonly because a lot of people that come a little bit too late, their hairline's already receded so badly to the point where they most likely have to get a hair transplant. Now, something to consider about hair transplants is that they're not always going to be 100% success rates on the first time like most people say they will be. Because sometimes when you get it too early and your hairline's only gone back about an inch, the problem is that you're still balding and all the hairs behind it is still going to fall out and you're going to have to come back a second or third time. I'm not saying hair transplants won't work, but you shouldn't do it unless you're completely bald. Because if your hair's only thinning, that means that there's still some surrounding follicles on top of your head which can be regrown. Taking a closer look at our follicles, all of them rely on something called the papilla. Now, sometimes when your papilla is surrounded by too much DHT, your papilla starts to shrink in and it starts making these very weak hair structures, causing them to fall out really easy. What I started to implement in my practice is that when patients come to me and they're not completely bald, I tell them to start using the Revita hair shampoo because it has L-cysteine and niacinamide in it. The main goal is to make sure your papilla is working extra hard with your hair follicles, making a lot more thickness around affected areas, making your hair last longer. Just a few weeks ago, I had this 20-year-old guy who came in who was really upset about his hairline because his hairline was about an inch back and he was very self-conscious to even go in public with it. And he asked me to get a hair transplant, but I told him not to take that risk and try using the Revita shampoo for at least a month consistently before coming back to see me. The other day, he came back for a follow-up and the amount of progress that I seen on his hairline, like especially in this area where it was an inch back, got me to a point where I didn't even know he needed this at all. I was surprised because when he first came in the waiting room, I didn't even recognize him because of that hairline. Results may vary from person to person, but it depends how consistent you are with this to actually see some progress. So if your hair's thinning and you notice any signs of a receding hairline, I'm telling you, try out the Revita shampoo. I'll leave a link so you can get one too.